Hello everybody and welcome to TradeStation's Market Review. My name's Simon Clarke from Trade with Precision and I'll be discussing some of the key markets of interest right now. Now the first market I want to take a look at here is the mini Dow Future. Now last week we were looking at this as all of the higher time frames now, the monthly, the weekly and the daily were all in confirmed downtrends, and the previous week to last week we had this huge move down. Since then the market moved back up into the averages and we had a break towards the low side as well. So things are looking rather nice here, or nicely sort of bearish here on all of these higher time frames, and pretty much since then nothing else has really happened. I mean, we've markets moved back up, it's moved into the sell zone here. We've had this rather sort of bearish exhaustion candle here that's just tested 16,500. If I just sort of open that up a little bit, you can see that a bit more easier, and we've then had a move down again. Market's still making lower highs, and if anything, if we see here the 16,000 level is now starting to become a bit more interesting. So we're starting to find some support at 16,000, whereas we're still getting lower highs and the market compressing down to the lows. So if we come down to the lower time frames, so come down here to the 4-hour time frame, we can see if I mark this 16,000 level here on the 4-hour, we can see that the market's tested this a few times now. We've still got lower highs, so this level here is rather interesting to me because I like the look of this short underneath this level. So once we get a break underneath this, I think we've then got what's sort of like 15 sort of 5 area down here for the next sort of retest, and then probably down here to the lows sort of around the 15,280-ish area, looking for new lows to be taken out. However, on these lower time frames, the trends do tend to be rather sideways, and certainly here on the 240 chart, whilst we have got technical lows and we've got lower highs, moving averages are all just running sideways, and we don't really have nice market geometry, and we need to come down to much lower time frames like the 15-minute and the 60-minute to take advantage of some of these nice trends that we can see here on these lower time frames during this sort of period of time. So again, at this moment in time, until we get 16,000 sort of broken, I'm more looking at intraday time frames, intraday opportunities on the mini Dow Future. Now the next market that we looked at last week, and if we just take a quick review of this, was the Great British Pound against the Japanese Yen. Similar sort of price action in the fact that we're in a downtrend across these higher time frames, or certainly on the weekly chart and the daily chart on pound yen, and we certainly had some nice strong price movements. Last week, if we remember, we came back down to the 60-minute chart, and from the move here, if I scroll this back to last week, what we were looking at was the fact that on the 60-minute chart, the market had started to form into a new downtrend. The market had sold off pretty heavily, and we looked at sort of cluster opportunities where the 50% fib level clustered in with a pivot point, and we can see exactly what the market did and how that played out. It came back, hit that level on the nose before sort of coming down and making new lows as the trend continued. Now since then the trend has continued towards the downside. Again, on this time frame on the 60, there are sort of trends within trends. We can start to come up to maybe the sort of 240 chart and start to see that we've got some more consistent sort of price action, more consistent trend action here. So again, now that the market has pulled back into the 10 and 20 period moving average here, is sort of areas where a lot of traders start to look for trading opportunities. Certainly we can use the trend flow trading strategy that we teach through the TradeStation Traders Edge education program to look for selling opportunities as the market's sort of pulling back into that sort of area of equilibrium. Now, one of the sort of nicest looking trends that I'm seeing out there at the moment this morning is on Aussie dollar. and if we take a look at Aussie dollar, let's start with the higher time frames and just take a look at this. On Aussie dollar, we can see on the monthly chart we've got nothing but a nice strong downtrend here. Moving averages all in the right order. We've got agreement with our indicators as well. Sort of very bearish price action here. We got the same story when we come to the weekly chart. Again, very nice strong downtrend, moving averages all fanning very nicely. If we come to the daily chart, we can see exactly the same scenario here on the daily chart. So for me, what I'm looking for is opportunities on this market short. Now that means that I'm not just looking at selling the market at any price. What I'm looking for is areas where price pulls back and I can sort of get a defined risk on the trade. So looking at areas like here on the 240 chart where we've got the moving averages all fanning very nicely, all flowing very nicely in the same direction as the trend. Looking for areas where the market's sort of pulling back into the zone here in and around the 10 and the 20 period moving average. So we can see consistently each time the market sort of comes back into these sort of areas before finds new momentum and the trend continues. So Aussie dollar is one that I'm keeping a close eye on my radar for opportunities short this week, as long as this trend continues. Okay, so let me just tell you about the event that we've got running this week. So on Wednesday at 7:30 to 8:30 London time, we've got a webinar. It's called Today's Top Charts, the Forex Market. Now, in this webinar, what we're going to be doing is a 1-hour event. We'll be taking a look at the Forex market specifically, taking a look at the trends, the markets that have got the sort of best price action, some of the key levels in the markets as well, and we'll have a very quick overview of the context of the trading strategies that we'll be looking at the markets, the live markets in. So if you'd like to join us on this event, it's on the September the 9th, as I say, 7:30 till 8:30. All you need to do is to come along to the TradeStation International website, come to the webinars tab up here on the far right, and then you can click on the click on live webinars, and then you can register to join. All you need to do is fill in your information here and you can register to join. Okay, so we look forward to seeing you on the webinar, and I look forward to speaking to you next week. Okay, bye for now.